Hello everybody and welcome to chapter 6 of my pre-algebra tutorial, also known as part, let's see, what part would this be, 24 I believe, part 24, and I'm actually working a little bit out of my schedule when I'm making this part, because this was supposed to be the part where we go over isolating with two variables. But instead of that, I wanted to switch things around a little bit and first start off with giving guys an intro to what is called the coordinate plane. Yeah, that looks kind of coordinate. I'm gonna write this out, plane. And I got myself some new software, if you guys have noticed, so this is why this is gonna be really cool. So anyways, the coordinate plane. And I'm going to want to extend the page a little bit. Alright, I'm going to go back up and explain this. Okay, so a little bit about the coordinate plane. We use in math today our Cartesian plane. Alright, this is basically this plane right here. It's called It's called a Cartesian plane. And there are 4 quadrants. And I'm going to label these quadrants right now before getting rid of this ink. We have quadrant 1. We have quadrant 2. Quadrant 3. And then quadrant 4. Now, why they chose to go in this random clockwise order is actually a very cool reason. As you can see, I mean, this might go a little bit above what we're focusing on right now, but as you can see, there's a little bit of these are basically 2 lines that go infinite. You guys know what number lines are, obviously, because you guys survived my other tutorials. Number lines basically go from 0 all the way to infinity, and then to negative infinity. You know, they're continuously moving on. So basically what a Cartesian plane does is it intersects 2 lines. It intersects a line right here, as you guys can see, and a line right here. And basically we can use these 2 number lines to graph many different things. In algebra you'll see what we can do. So basically, as you know, this is going to be called the point of origin. You might not know this. This is actually, you actually don't know this. I'm going to do it in blue, and we're going to call the blue part the point of origin. Now, origin is actually a really broad term. While, like I just said, the 2 lines, they intersect, they go forever in this direction, in this direction, because infinity, its numbers are forever. And this line goes forever up in value, forever down in value. They both intersect at one point. At one point, right there, that blue point that I just covered up with my unsurmountable amounts of green. And that is called the point of origin, because it is the point at which anything else that we graph, you know, it extends from a certain place. Now, all numbers to the right of the point of origin and to the up of the point of origin are going to be positive, and all numbers to the left of the point of origin and down from the point of origin are going to be negative. Therefore, since before, if you guys have ever used graphs at all, we tend to mostly deal with the positive side, because we live in a world where we've designated positive numbers to be the main thingy. We've designated positive numbers to be the central part of our mathematical study. So it seems fit that we're going to start at 1 instead of what you'd logically do, which would be to call this quadrant 1. And then from there, they just went in a clockwise circle, or counterclockwise circle, rather. So that's a little bit on the Cartesian plane. Why it's called a Cartesian plane? Well, there's really no specific reason. I'm actually gonna get rid of this and gonna get rid of all this good stuff, and then redraw the image. Come on, let me get a new image. Aww. Give me a minute. Alright, so we have ourselves a new, fresh Cartesian plane. Anyways, oh, no, didn't mean to do that. Excuse me for that. I'm still getting used to this new software. As you can tell, I do have a new software, and I like it a lot better. So Cartesian has 4 quadrants. Actually, I'll do this in white. Quadrants. And it has 2 axes. Now, axis. What is an axis? An axis is the name that we gave these lines right here. These lines that go forever is an axis. It's, you know, they're central. They're axis. We've actually even gone so far as to give names to these axes. This is called the x-axis and this is called the y-axis. And there are reasons as to why these are called what they are, and you're going to get into them. And by the way, this is also sometimes called the f of x-axis. Again, don't worry about that. You will understand exactly why they came up with that and how awesome it is that indeed it works out in a certain way when we get into thingy-majiggers. So this is called the x-axis, and this is called the y-axis. So what we have here is the y-axis, the x-axis, and the point of origin, and we've already labeled these things. Now, what about all these gradations? Why do these grids work? Well, these axes are divided up into numbers, and as you can see, each time we go up a gradation, we're going up on a number on the number line called the y-axis. So when we go up 1, we're on 1 on the y-axis, 2 on the y-axis, 3 on the y-axis, 4 on the y-axis, 6, and so on. And then on the x-axis, similarly, we are on 1 of the y-axis, x-axis, 2 on the y-axis, 4 on the x-axis, so on. And so, let's say we don't want to remain simply on these axes. Let's say we want to go off into, let's say we want to go off to this point right here. That point right there. That is heaven right there. We want to go to heaven. Now, there should be a way that we describe where this point is in relative location to these axes and the point of origin. And, you know, logic would tell you that the answer to this, and therefore, like the place where the location of point, and we're going to call this point A. The location of A is going to be, I'm going to do it in a different color because this color is not exactly working out for me. The location of A would be, well, what do you think it's going to be? We're going to have to describe it using terms of the y and x axes. Well, logic would tell you that we're going to want to go, we're going to want to describe how far up and how far away from it is from the point of origin. So let's say it'd be 2, 4, 6, 7, 7, 6. Okay, 7 from the x-axis, 6 from the y-axis. But there's a problem. What if we said 6 from the x-axis, 6 and 7, and we were talking about first going up and then going right? That is an issue that we have to solve right now, like right now. So I'm just going to tell you guys the solution is mathematicians all decided, we're going to get rid of that useless junk, mathematicians all decided that the order is always x, comma, y. You always tell how far right or left you're going, and then how far up or down you're going. So we're always going to tell us how far right we're going. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going 7 away from the point of origin. And then from there, we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going 6 up from the origin. So our correct coordinates were 7, 6. I'm going to graph I'm going to put a couple points in the graph. Let's see if you guys can figure them out, and we're going to work through them. So pause your video. Don't pause your video quite yet, actually. Call this B. Oh, that was ugly. C, D, E, F. Alright. I'm going to give you guys a minute to figure it out. Alright. You guys have had enough time. We're going to close off all these parentheses. And let's go for B. Let's find B. B is right here. So let's figure out what we're doing. Remember what I just told you guys? You have to go X and then Y. So first we're going to see how far over left to right we are. So we're on this part right here. So we're going to be at 6. We're going to write down a 6 here. And I should probably write this in white to be consistent. And, okay, so we're 6 over here. So right now we just described right here. Let's say we wanted to go down a couple, though. How far are we going down? We're going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the relative location up or down that we are. So as you can see, that's -5. In between these two is -5. They just marked every other one. So we have 6, and -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. 6, comma, -5 is where B is. C, let's see right here. We're going to have to go over 8. So that's going to be the X coordinate, and we're going to have to go up 4, so it was 8, 4. Let's see here, D, 4, 3, 4, 3. All right, that worked. E, let's see here, -8, -5, -8, -5, and F. is going to be -5 and then 6. Alright, so these do make a bit, I hope this makes these making a bit of sense to you guys. I'm gonna erase all these. Okay, and I'm gonna get rid of all this. Alright, so I'm gonna put two more points in the graph and then call it a part. I'm gonna put one right here, and I'm gonna put one right here. Now I'm gonna label this one A, and then this one B. So I'm gonna want to ask you guys now to label A, and then label B, where it is on the Cartesian plane. Now, sorry about that. Now let's just take a look at A and see what's going on here. We're gonna move over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the X coordinate is definitely 6. Definitely going 6. But what about the Y coordinate? We're really not moving up or down. So what, should we just leave this Should we just leave this blank? The answer to you is no. We always input a 0 so that the people know that we're not going up or down anywhere on the x-axis. Now B as well. We're not moving anywhere on the x or y axis, so we have to input that 0 and then tell it we're going up 7. Now you can do these the other way around. Let's say I had to graph things, and let's say the points were C, which is 7, 3. D, which is -2, -1, and E, which is 9, 3. I don't know. All right, so 7. We're gonna move 7 on the left axis, and then we have to move up 3. So 1, 2, 3. That will be. I'm gonna do that in an actual different color. That will be the location of D, and then C rather. D will be -2, -1. So we're going to go -1, -2, and then we're going to go down to -1, and that's going to be D. And then finally, E is going to be 9 and 3, so 9, 1, 2, 3. There we go. There we have it. We have E. So there you have it. That's basically what a Cartesian plane is. I've basically told you guys what a point of origin is, which is the point where the two lines intersect. Which one is the x-axis? The x-axis is the one that goes horizontal, and the y-axis is the one that goes vertical, up and down. And then I taught you guys about the coordinate system. And I taught you guys how to label points on the line. Now this is going to be integral when we start graphing actual equations. And that's going to be something, all right. So and that basically wraps up part 24, I believe, unless it's 23. I don't know, whatever part it is. And in the next part, we're going to actually take a break from these coordinate planes and go on to isolating equations with 2+ variables. That'll be fun. See you guys later.